Hey guys, welcome back to the Hunting Challenge. My name is Jon White. In today's video, I am wrapping up the process of getting all my setup perfect. I started way back in March where I did a hand load test. There's some videos on here. Actually, I'm just creating a playlist, so if you haven't seen those, go back and look at it. But I did the hand load to figure out the heavy arrow setup that I wanted. And I purchased a new Matthews bow, and then I also have a video showing me sighting in and getting used to the Easy V sight. But today's video, it's all about insert tuning and nock tuning using broadheads. I will be insert tuning a dozen arrows. Now I'm not going to take you through all 12, we're just going to do one together. The reason why I'm doing this, these are day 6 arrows. I've done all the testing. If you've seen my videos, you've seen what I've been doing. And when I put broadheads on them, they had a couple of them had a mind of their own. I was able to figure that out by doing some nock tuning, and I got them flying pretty good. However, I decided to get another dozen and do the insert tuning. I did not do this step in the beginning, and I just wonder if that has something to do with some of the arrows. But some of them with field tips went astray a little bit. Day 6, very reputable company. I love the arrows, so I'm just taking it a step further to do this, to get them to fly right. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I've never done this before. We'll just see what happens and see if that ultimately helps. But I'm hoping that these turn out even better to give me more confidence. So this is an arrow square. This is a roller. And I got these. These are actually 3D printed material. I got them off of Etsy, this whole thing, for like $25. So I thought that was pretty cool. I have my insert-outsert from day 6. Obviously a dozen arrows, Sharpie, Broadhead. We got alcohol, rubbing alcohol. And so the first thing I'm gonna do is, and this is just what I saw from watching Ranch Fairy, Troy Fowler, the Ranch Fairy, and I'm just going through the process. He does it without fletches, but I had day 6 put fletching on them. We're just going to go through the process as if they weren't fletched. So the first thing you want to do is just, I have this nice metallic, bronze metallic. You want to cover the edge, and you probably won't be able to see this on camera. I'll go ahead and bring it up as close as possible. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it. It's got the brown edge on it. So I'm going to take this into the square and just sand it back and forth till all the bronze isn't gone. So that right there tells me that it wasn't a 100% clean cut. That's good there. So now the next thing I'm going to do is where'd that insert go? There it is. I'm going to take the insert. Wait, before I do that, I'm going to take my alcohol and just clean the inside of the arrow a little bit. See all that stuff that came out? That's just carbon that I just shaved off. And then I'll just take the dry end, clean it out. That way it just helped the insert stick a little bit better, you know what I mean? So we'll take this. Now I'm not gluing this yet. With the arrows, day 6 has the epoxy package. Now I'm going to take the broadhead, and I also, so these are the Magnus stingers. All right, so real quick, I just want to show you, this is a before doing any squaring. This is before squaring off an arrow, just to show you the potential wobble that could happen. So I'm going to slow this down for you, and then you'll see what it's like after squaring. So now what I'm going to do, because these aren't glued yet, I have it spinning to where I really like it. So I'm going to take this Sharpie again, mark the insert and the arrow. And then when I glue this, I'll be sure that those two get lined up. All right, so I have the epoxy here. So I'm just gonna open these up. Take my toothpicks. So now I have already taken the insert away from the outsert. I got my mix, got my mark on the arrow, you can see it right here. So I'm just going to take a little bit of sandpaper, score the edge of this, score the edge, wipe that off without removing my mark, set that off to the side, take a Q-tip, which is my applicator. Now this has threads on it, you can see the threads. You want to stay below that. Just cover it up good. It's good there. Now take the outsert, just, and then screw it in tight. And that's tight there. And then take Q-tip again. Just get the edge of the insert. Then screw it in. Line up your marks and set it off to the wall. This is a 24-hour dry time on this. So the next part of this video will be me shooting these arrows and hopefully flying straight. All right guys, so I'm just out here finishing up these arrows. These were the ones that I insert tuned. You can see the mark. These are the first two I've done. That you would think that green or bright green one is the main fletch. Now I'm Nock tuning, and I mark this one as the one with the arrow as the Nock tune up. And you can see on my Nock, I actually made a mark there. So that's the straightest setting, if you will, with Nock and fletch. This arrow performs the best. Now I just shot one. I'm only using one broadhead, so I'm taking a shot, walking up, pulling the arrow, and then walking back and shooting again. And you can see I'm aiming for this dot. You can see where the arrow flew. So it's about 3.5 inches right. So what I'm going to do is pull this arrow, turn the Nock to another fletching, and I'll show you what I mean by that, and then shoot it again and see what happens. See this Nock, you see it right there, I'll bring it up, is in line to have the off-color vein hold tight, and that was the arrow I just showed you that hit right. I'm going to turn, take it back to the bow, turn the Nock so it's in line with the one of the white fletchings, take a shot and see what happens. All right, so I just shot, I made 1/4 turn, and this is how it turned out. Now obviously there's human error in this, right? And I'm only doing one, but I'm also paying attention to the flight of the arrow. And this is the difference here. So I'm doing this with all dozen arrows, and then I'll be going through the process to whittle it down to my, best 4. But that's kind of where we are. This is just from doing some Nock tuning. So we did the insert tune. I'm shooting broadheads now, and Nock tuning. I'm not doing any field tip Nock tuning or anything like that. It's all broadheads, because that's obviously what we're hunting with. That's kind of what I'm doing. All right, so it's a little tedious. You're shooting one arrow at a time, and at least you're shooting it twice. Some arrows you're going to shoot 5 or 6 times just to get it dialed in. And out of these new dozen day 6 arrows, I had one that would not cooperate at 20 and just couldn't get it dialed in. It'll be fine for a field point or groundhog arrow or something like that. And then I had one more out at 30 that just kind of tailed off, all within the target, so I didn't lose any arrows, which is always a plus. But I have a plethora of arrows to choose from that are Broadhead ready. Even from my first batch, I have about 7 that are ready, and I have another 10 here. So not that I plan on using all of them, but now I'm just going to determine which ones are the best. And we have the season starting in 12 days starting tomorrow, so 12 and a half days. So I'm pumped about it. I'm ready. I'm looking forward to bringing some hunting footage, and especially on this trip to Missouri that's going to be happening at the end of October, early November. But yeah, man, we are all set up. The rest of my practice is going to be basically with all the broadheads. I have the day 6 broadheads, which I absolutely love. They are silent. I mean, it's an amazing difference between that and the Stinger from Magnus. But at any rate, that's what I'll be doing from the rest of the time here on out, just practicing with my broadheads, making sure I'm dialed in. I've already chewed through that target, but I don't have any other targets. I'm not going to go buy another one yet. So that's what we're going to have to do. Good luck out there. Be safe. We'll see you.